What is going on, guys? Craig1287 here, bringing you my showcase of the Steam in-home streaming. Now what you're seeing here is pretty much a layout of how my house is structured. So there you saw my router in the one room, the wireless router. Here is my gaming computer that will be the host in this Steam in-home streaming. And that is my ghetto rigged setup for my camera that is going to be recording the actual host computer. So you'll see that in the top left the whole time. You can see it, and that way you can compare the latency between what is happening on the host computer and the system that is going to be streamed to. So the game that the computer, the system that is going to be doing the stream is a Microsoft Surface 2 Pro. So as you saw, we went across a few rooms and all the way downstairs. So this has got a fairly good distance between it. So I've got a mouse hooked up to the Surface 2 Pro, and the first game that I figured I would try out is a fairly recent title that has come out, and that is going to be Wolfenstein: The New Order. And yeah, so you can still, like I said, in here I noticed that I can see my reflection, but so you can see there in the top left, so far the games are fairly tied together. The latency I haven't really noticed is too big of an issue, so you can notice that as it's happening. But as this all gets loaded up and everything, I figured I would just remind you guys that everything that I'm discussing in this video is going to be cited in the video description, so go check that out. I will have links to a few different things. You'll see the announcement page of the Steam in-home streaming. It gives some details as to how to get signed into it and all that type of good stuff. Alright. Now got the gameplay going. You'll see there that there is a little bit of a latency issue, and I should note that the router that I'm using, it's a pretty old router. It is the D-Link DGL 4500. That thing came out in 2008. I bought it in 2008. So that thing is like a 6-year-old router. I'm actually in the process of getting a new one, so, and it's A-Day. It was top of the line. It was like it was in the $150 to $200 range for a router, which was pretty expensive when you could just get any normal wireless router for around $50. So it was quite a bit more than what was needed, but I did want a good gaming router for things like PlayStation and things like that. I've always been a wired person when it comes to my PC gaming, but so yeah, like I said, you can see the quality is quite good. Granted, you can't really see the textures. I mean, YouTube compression is bad enough, and then you're also looking at these really teeny tiny screens. But just take it from me that the quality is noticeable. I've also done this a lot with Warframe, and the texture differences, the lighting differences when I have it on natively on the actual Surface, but it's all low settings compared to this streamed quality, which it's having to do compression in the stream, but still the quality is great, and the frame rate is just, it's really good. Yes, there is latency, but the frame rate is very solid, and you'll never see any noticeable drops. So now I'm trying out with the gamepad, and here I am slowing it down just so you can see in the top left how, I mean, it's a matter of like not even a second in delay. So if you're playing a fast-paced game, something like Warframe or Unreal Tournament or Counter-Strike, you're not going to want to use this for that. The type of benefit that this would provide is for single-player games, things like Hearthstone or something like that, really simple games, a lot of puzzle games and platformers, things that you could play while sitting down on your couch like I am right now, and right in front of the TV. You can watch some TV and play the game. Or if you're laying in bed and you just want to get in I don't know, like 10-15 minutes of something to get ready to go to sleep, this is a great way to do that. So here I'm just kind of zooming in, and you can see that it is those are the high settings that I've got it on for the actual console, on my PC. So the quality is pretty darn good. Like I said, latency not that bad. And then switching to a new game is not that difficult. Here I just kind of log out. It takes just a matter of seconds, and I go and select a new game. I believe we go with Saints Row 4, and yeah, I figured it would be a great way to showcase, again, I wanted to showcase that you can use that gamepad. A lot of people, and that's one of the other things, the other benefits to this. It's not just for PC guys that want a PC gaming experience with your mouse and keyboard, on a laptop or a tablet PC like what I have here, in another room, but it's also for providing a console-like experience. Steam's got their Steam machines coming out soon, but that's where you would be running it on a, natively on that Steam machine. You could still use the Stream box, but now, you don't even have to get a Stream box if you've already got something that has just enough hardware to be able to encode and decode the actual stream. And that's what one of the other links that I provided in the video description is a more in-depth page, a sort of Steam support page with some Q&A, commonly, frequently asked questions. And you'll see there in one of the sections the how to improve my streaming experience, and they do specify that the system that is going to be the client, not the host, but the client is going to need a GPU that supports hardware accelerated H.264 decoding. Basically, if you can watch, YouTube videos at 1080p, then you should be good. And so here I just wanted to also showcase that I'm playing this outside. Now we're having to get the Wi-Fi to get streamed outside. Because of the sunlight, it is a little difficult to see the screen because it is such a glossy screen on the Surface 2 Pro, but you can very faintly see that it is still, even being outside, the performance is quite there, and there was a little bit more lag, but not too noticeable. It's nothing game-breaking like what OnLive was back in the day. If you guys participated in using OnLive, the cloud gaming where it was from servers, hundreds and hundreds and thousands of miles away, it's not as bad as how that was. Now here I am back into my house, and I just wanted to showcase that for if you're sitting on the couch and you get those menus where they don't necessarily support the directional pad, which all the games that I played did support it, but if you ever encounter something like Warframe, in which the UI does not support the directional pad like it does on the actual console version, selecting things like planets and whatnot would always require the mouse, so you could always use something like the touchpad on the DualShock 4 controller, and it supports mouse movement. Clicking the actual pad was left click, and then clicking in the bottom right of the touchpad was a right click. And here, for you guys that do really, really, really want the whole console type of experience where you can sit on your couch and play on your TV, if it's playing on a gamepad or a tablet, something like that, or a laptop just doesn't do it for you, and you want to be on the TV, then you can always get a cable and hook it up and just kind of set the Surface or the laptop or whatever device just right there next to the TV, just like you would set a PlayStation or an Xbox or a Wii or anything of that sort. And yeah, and you pretty much get a very solid console experience. Now, I will say, when hooking it up to a TV, I did notice a little bit more lag, a little bit more latency, but that's mostly because I guess the cord being 10 feet, I could have gotten a shorter cord. It was just a little bit noticeable. There was a little bit more things that I had to go through. So, guys, hope you've enjoyed this. I hope this has helped to clarify how the experience is. I hope this now makes a little bit more sense to you. If you got any questions as to how you sign up or anything like that, then definitely check it out. And I will also note one thing, that on my streaming, when I was doing all of this, I did finally go and check out the in-home streaming settings built into Steam, and I was actually using the balanced setting. There's a beautiful setting and then a fast setting. So obviously fast, it's gonna compress the stream a little bit more. Things might look a little pixelated, but you would have a much better latency wouldn't be as big an issue. It's not having to transfer as much data. And then you could always toggle on the beautiful option if you're just in the next room. You're not having to send a signal through the walls. You got doors that are open that the router is sending the signal through. Then it's not that big an issue. In my case, it was having to go through multiple walls and even an entire floor. So I had it on the balance setting, and I could have gotten an even smoother experience with the fast option. So I hope you guys have enjoyed all of this and it makes sense. Please, if you have any questions, do ask. If you have any friends or family members that would be interested and would benefit from something like this, please do share this to them, because honestly, I've been blown away by the performance of something like this in 2014. It is a great way to get, extreme PC gaming quality from your PC game, from your computer, but on tablets and anywhere in the house, in the kitchen or outside. It's a really, really cool experience. I've been thoroughly impressed by it. Valve, way to go. Hope you guys have enjoyed all of it. Have a good one. Ta-ta.